Okay, I think we should be live. Let me check it out on the YouTube side of things. It says excellent connection. Thank you, YouTube. I appreciate the compliment. Did it myself. So yeah, we should be live. Let me know how the audio is and the video and all that stuff. This one is going to be pretty fun. So I just heard about through a Tom's Hardware post, I think yesterday, 2 days ago, about an AI PC build recommendation engine that is on Newegg. And so they did a short piece about it. I didn't read past the fact that it exists because I want to have this fun for myself, and we'll get to learn about the chat-powered AI tools live on stream. So let me see how the chat's saying. Someone says, more Steve rants. Referring to, I suppose, the motherboard rant from yesterday. That one was really fun. I like that. Ryan says, time is a construct. Thanks, Ryan. Extremely helpful for making sure the stream is working properly and synchronized. Okay, cool. So it looks like it's working properly. Yes. All right, sweet. So let me show you. I'll show you the Newegg link. Here's the backstory. So my understanding is that it is a prompt-powered build with AI tool. I did one test, and then I said, this is going to be fun for a stream. It's not going to be better than a stream if we do a video. Let's do a stream, and let's do it today. So that's why we're here, and let me try. I'm going to try switching scenes. It's a big step for me for live streaming. Did it work? We'll find out. I think the audio is still there. Does the audio sound okay? It looks like it's still there. As you can tell, I'm a professional. Not at this, but not at streaming. Okay, so here's the thing. This is the Newegg page. And what training data set did they use? I have absolutely no idea. The reason I wanted to do this as a stream, if we did a video upload, it's like we'd research it, we'd figure out what did they actually build it on, how old is the data set, all that kind of stuff. But this, to me, it's more fun as a total ad hoc impromptu thing. So to answer your question, what data set did it use? I am completely uninformed, but it doesn't matter. We're going to try it out. That's all I actually care about today, is see how good it is. Okay, so let me just double check on chat. Whoa, that crazy guy who lost it over motherboards. Excuse me, not just motherboards. I lost it over a part of a motherboard, the 7-segment display. At least give me the full credit for losing it over something that is so esoteric and minute that most people probably don't even know what it is, but at least everyone in our audience gets it, kind of. Okay. All right, so everything looks like everyone's saying it looks good. Cool. We got the first super chat in from SK Hijinks, $5. Thank you. Said, get 'em, Steve. Or get 'em, thanks, Steve. Thanks, SK Hijinks. Unironically, someone said thanks, Steve, to me in the exact cadence of the Intel lady the other day, and I had flashbacks to the meme. So I almost started laughing, but then I was like, no, that would be weird. It doesn't make sense in real life. So that's my life now. Okay, let's check this thing out. So here's how it's supposed to. You can see I already typed one in. This was the first one I ran. And this was when I saw the Tom's post. I came over here. I was like, let's try it out. Worst possible computer for playing games. And let's take a look. So I think the way it works is, I was about to point at the screen, but it doesn't. You can just look at the mouse. The way it works, I think this is the thing that it recommends. I actually had to try it twice for this prompt. It didn't want to do it the first time. And then it spat this list out. And this is where I stopped and went live. So for worst possible computer, it gave us a 5900X, a B550, and an RTX 3050, which honestly is pretty good. I mean, it's not a good build, but it's pretty good for worst possible. It could be far worse, but if you look down here, it gave us a $55 case and a $30 downdraft cooler. So I mean, if you want it to do terribly, it looks like they've trained it pretty well. We're going to see if it can do well, though. Any thoughts on the initial input here. What do we all? How do you all feel about this list? Where's the RAM? 32 gigabytes of DDR4. So at least it got the compatibility. I was a little worried about that. I think it was one of the articles I saw said it had compatibility issues. So we'll play with that today. Okay, next super chat in from Ziv Zoolander says, I, for one, welcome our AI Steve Overlord. So do I. But but we can't confirm or deny if that's here yet today. Okay, what's chat saying? No Pentiums, not Ron. Not gonna lie, that is pretty bad. Okay, so good job, Newegg. It followed the prompt. Let me go back to the original stream page here, or the build page, and also mute my notifications. Okay, so we're on the, let's switch stream views. Here is what we're gonna be looking at. So this is the page. They already had a PC Builder tool, and it basically was all this stuff. So you could select the things, add those different components. I had never used this before, but the original thing was just lacking this menu here. You go through, you add stuff, and then it has this compatibility checker over on the side that is apparently new. So, I mean, at least there's progress. I probably would have shipped with that instead of launching it after, but okay. And that was the tool. But now there's this build with AI thing where you give it prompts. So I'm going to let chat choose the first prompt. I did mean to switch scenes. Thank you. I'm a professional. Did I already show the worst one? I don't know if the scene was showing when I did that. Well, anyway, it's gone now. So give me a prompt, chat. Let's give it something. You can see this is their example. So PC for playing games, i7 3060. I mean, you're kind of like telling it what to build if you go that far, but there's banned PC builds. I don't know how that's gonna work. Let's see. I'm looking for some chat recommendations. I want chat to drive the first one, not just me. How do we know this is the real Steve and not the AI Steve? Because the real Steve will plug the coasters. That's right. You can go to store.gamersnexus.net and grab one of our coaster packs. We have them in stock and shipping, and it's gonna be 4 of these are in the pack. You can learn more about it on the store. And still active from the motherboard video yesterday is code But Why for 10% off the coasters, because I lost my mind and I wanted to do something to commemorate that. So check that out on the store. That's how you know it's the real Steve. All right, let's see what the chat recommendations were. PC that catches fire. Build me something that will run Crisis. That's pretty good. It should be most things, but I am curious. So that one's from Anthony in chat. Let's see how that goes. All right, build me something that will run Crisis. Does it even, this is, okay, so all this stuff down here, this is just telling you things you can use. The actual output is over here. You see it says beta 2. So it is letting you know beta. Down here it says, I'm an AI just starting out, so results may vary. I like the emphasis here to make sure nobody gets mad at it. It's almost like it's trying to make you feel bad if the result is unliked, and as if you're bullying the AI. You're putting it down for doing a bad job. And then it will have to go back to Newegg headquarters where they will do training. And that's why you should just accept whatever it puts out. It says, thanks for the input. Please provide any feedback to help me learn. I think we'll skip that part today. So build me something that will run Crisis from chat. Thank you, chat. Gave us 12900K, a B. Okay. A B660M motherboard. So not a Z series board. That's a little odd. And why is chat not scrolling down? There we go. And which, by the way, 12900K, not a new CPU, but all right. An RX 6800. I mean, that will run Crisis. It gave us 32 gigabytes of DDR4. Is the board DDR4? It is. Okay, that's good. A 1 terabyte drive, a Corsair 4000X, a GX 750, and then some liquid cooler. How do we feel about this one? How does everyone feel about this build? I think, actually I like this one. Let me grab this one before it disappears. And I'll tell you all what it is in a second. Okay, how do we feel about this build? Remember to be polite to AI so they don't murder you in the robot uprising. I'm going to be at the top of the list after this stream, at least for this particular AI, if it can figure out how to get out of Newegg's HQ. Yeah, so this is I like this response in chat. Someone says, thing is, the results shouldn't be products, but more clarifying questions. I like that. That would make a lot of sense. If like ChatGPT or something, where if you were just using it out of the box, this I think is GPT powered from what I understand, but if you're using it out of the box, then that would be hopefully the outcome. People don't seem to like the build overall. Very last gen is one of the comments. Okay, cool. Well, that was fun. Let's do another one. This is one I got from chat as well. I don't know that it's going to understand this. Let's put the hyphen in just in case that helps with keeping the word together. I'm really not sure that it's going to understand this prompt. It might be too specific. Also, it'll be like anything. Well, it's definitely not cheap. Okay, let's do this. Let's give it a real test. Let's do, so they have this PC for playing games thing here. I'm going to type in PC for playing games. Actually, how do they do the pricing prompt? PC for playing games for 500 to 600. I don't know if I should type in price. Let's try price. Let's do that. I'm trying to help it out, so we give it as much proper formatting as we can. Okay, well, this one is 500 to 600. This list here is not even close. One thing you have to keep in mind here too, since this is a Newegg tool, they're obviously checking against what is in stock as well, not just the prompt. So if you give it a prompt where there's no options in stock, but there are options that exist, it will probably not return those because then they don't sell anything. And additionally, because it's Newegg, I would think it would be somehow biased to make certain recommendations. If they're like, hey, we have a warehouse full of this downdraft, low profile thermal take cooler that we keep recommending on now 2 or 3 of the AI builds. How do we get rid of them? Let's recommend them through the PC Builder AI engine. I like this one from Super Chat as well. I'll get that in a second. Okay, so let's switch scenes. I'm becoming a real pro. This is normally, I think normally the pros, uh-oh, I turned down the audio. Real professional at streaming. Okay, so PC for playing games, $500 to $600. Uh-oh. Why rip ears? Why rip ears? I turned it down, not up. Is it still bad? Is something wrong with it? Oh, it's static. Maybe it was contact. Let's move it. Okay. Is it better? Let's see. Oh, interference. Okay. Interference. Checking on interference. I'm going to switch frequencies. 1 sec. Oh, is it okay now? Is it okay? Normally I have Andrew on the camera, but since this one was just going to be me in, let's check. Okay, since this one was just going to be me talking to the camera, I figured I would solo it. Okay, everyone's saying good now. So, all right, sorry about that. I don't know. I want to move it down a little bit. Okay. And I'm going to turn it down a little as well. Okay. I think we're okay. Jiggle the handle. That works with toilets. I don't know if it works with microphones. All right, sorry about that. If it's still going, then my next step is going to be to change frequency bands that it's on. So, yes, I would mute before switching frequency. That much I know. All right, I'm going to keep an eye on it. And for Jeremy in the office, if it happens again, he's checking on the stream. Thank you. If you don't mind just coming down to tag me in person so I can switch frequencies immediately. Okay, he says it's been good for a little bit now. All right, cool. Okay, let's get back to this. So PC for playing games, $500 to $600. Sorry for the audio thing. It says put it on hair. That's what Joe does. He actually, Joe Stepanzi, he attaches the mic to his beard sometimes. Like unironically, he actually did that. Okay, so let's switch scenes. PC for playing games, $500 to $600. Here's what it gave us. No, wait, that's the list of parts. Okay. Don't you dare apologize, someone says. No, I think audio issues I'll always apologize for. Okay. So it gave us a $79 4500. That kind of makes sense. It gave us a B450 board. At least it looked for a kind of cheap one. I don't think it would be smart enough to do like, build me a PC that has a motherboard with a 7-segment display. Otherwise, I would type that in. I think that's probably pushing it too much on its training. I don't think it's been trained on that particular prompt yet. I do like the A380 recommendation. At this price point, that kind of makes sense. Your other options are like an RX 550, a GT 730, a GT 710, something like that. I don't hate the GPU recommendation. There's better stuff, but it's not a stupid, like, it's not a GT 710. 32 gigabytes, maybe a bit much, but these days that's kind of almost the minimum. 970, 1 terabyte drive, and then Focus G. It keeps recommending Focus Gs. And this thing, I bet this is like, this has got to be some kind of inventory problem at Newegg, like, because we've now seen this one a few times. Let's do another one. Let me get one of the super chats. Aaron Howell says Fantex G600A DRGB case review? Question mark. Fantex G600A. How is G600A? G500A exists. Maybe that's a typo. We have the G500A. We actually went through and wrote that whole review and tested it and everything. It landed at, I think it landed, I want to say end of last year or something, or very early this year. Anyway, it landed at some point where like most of us were out of the office either for an event or for end of year stuff. So we didn't end up getting around to it. If there's enough interest, I would go back and produce it. But rigged AI, yeah, it does kind of seem like that. I don't know, would people watch like a review of the G500A from us at this point? It's done, we could film it, but we ended up not doing it because we're like, we're so late to it at this point, we might as well just kind of move on and review the next thing instead, because we didn't want to publish something where it's like no one cares because they already got the reviews or something. So I don't know, let me know what you think in chat. I'm keeping an eye on it right now. Next chat is from, and it says first super chat from Aaron. So thank you, Aaron, for that. Next one is from LGMTK. It says, create a worse disappointment PC than GN. We've already done that with the first prompt. We could try again, though. What's chat saying about the G500? Maybe it's not caught up yet. Next one. Oh, it says first super chat from you as well. That must be a new YouTube prompt. Tom says, already have the coasters, so we'll throw some money at you here. What's the stupidest PC accessory you've ever come across? That's kind of tough. A couple people saying they'd watch it. What is this? What's the stupidest PC accessory I've come across? Probably I don't know if this is the stupidest, but one of the worst was probably early water-cooled power supplies, especially some of the AliExpress ones, where it's like, this is totally unnecessary. It's not even cooling the right parts. And there's kind of questionable fittings and tube choices inside of a power supply, which is a really bad combination. That's probably one of the worst, just in the sense of it becomes dangerous and it goes beyond stupid. I'm trying to think if there's other, I mean, I'm sure some of the early stuff, like, I don't know if this qualifies or not, but back when UV builds were really popular, so this is kind of like 2004, 5, somewhere in there, I remember buying UV reactive cable ties, red ones specifically, and then a bunch of UV lights in it, and I thought it would look really cool and make everything glow, and then it really didn't work properly because all that stuff was cheap and it wasn't built particularly well. I thought it was going to be this like crazy glowing, almost radioactive build, and instead what I got was a dimly lit purplish interior of my silver Antec case. Okay. Some people saying they'd watch a G500A. It is, yeah, it is similar to other cases we reviewed though. Okay, is this live or pre-recorded? It's live. I guess I should read the name too. From Frank. Frank asked that. Okay, let me do one more super chat here. I'll do the rest too, but we're going to do one here first. So XP Loyalist says, Ryzen 3 1200 build PC for Cyberpunk 2077. Sure, let's try it out. Let's see how it does. Nope, don't want to do both prompts. That will freak it out. I am curious. The first thing we're going to look for, genuinely, like, no, it's just a meme. Okay, well, it missed that one. The first thing we're going to look for was, does it get the CPU requirement? And the answer is no. It didn't get the CPU requirement. It's not a 1200. So we've got a 4100. We got a 5600G. Oh, man. That's bad. 5800X. That's more okay. I think it's latching onto that build PC for Cyberpunk. I wonder if it's interpreting the 1200 as a price, you know, because like very close to 1200 on this one. This is just under. That one's pretty exact. Let's try this without the R3 1200. Okay, well, I mean, I guess I don't know what I expected. It's just putting out a computer. But it's trying to sell the Fractal Focus G again. I think they're really trying to get rid of this case for some reason, like Newegg specifically. Can we tell it what case to use? Build me a $1,000 gaming PC. What case? What about, I bet they have Corsair. We got to use one they have in stock. They should have, I bet they have, well, actually I was searching for a 4000D earlier, so let's tell it to use a, let's tell it to use a 4000D Airflow and see if it messes up and throws us the wrong, like a 4000X or something. Using a Corsair 4000D Airflow case. I don't know how much we have to guide it here. What was your first, this is from Mortimus, says, hello Steve, what was your first personal PC build after starting your channel? That would have been around when, that might have been my Nehalem system, i7-930, I think it is. When was the, what year was that? When was the i7-930? I gotta switch scenes too. i7-930 release date. February 2010. No, that can't. Yeah, that's probably it. Okay. Yeah, I think the first one after was the Nehalem CPU. So that would have been. I started the channel technically, I think, in 2009, and didn't really pursue it as a thing until, and not in hardware certainly, until about 2012. 2010, we started covering hardware on this site more heavily. It used to be all just gaming before that. I started it in 2008. It kind of depends how you count the numbers. Like, started the project in 2007, launched in 2008. It's always fuzzy, but we're actually coming, since launch of the site and focus on YouTube, we're actually coming up on 15 years. So, and we have some cool stuff planned for that, so you want to keep an eye out. But anyway, the answer to the question is i7-920 was the first one. I don't know what GPU it was. Was that past the 8800 era? I had an 8800 at some point. Okay. So I said, build me a $1,000 gaming computer using a Corsair 4000D airflow case. Did it do that? Corsair 4000D airflow. Okay, so it's not just shilling for fractal focus Gs. It was doing that. We overrode it by saying, hey, no, I want a different case. And it appears to have listened, so that's kind of cool. I wonder how much we can guide it. I do agree with the earlier user. It would make sense if it gave you sort of follow-up prompts. I like that it moved to an AK620. That's a real cooler instead of some of the trash it was recommending earlier. And then let's see what else we got. B550 board, 5600X. So it is keeping things compatible, I think. Yeah, DDR4, okay, that's good. It did go with 16 gigabytes this time. That's kind of weird for a $1,200 build when for like one of the cheaper ones it did 32. And what else? 981 terabyte drive. Okay, all right, well, that seems okay. It's not like, you could do better, you know, manually still for sure, but some of this is guiding you the right way. Some of it is extremely misguided. I think that's the concern with it, where it's like, if it works sometimes, it actually almost becomes more dangerous because it's just accurate enough sometimes to give people some faith in it. And then every now and then it spits out like, hey, what about this garbage? And depending on how skilled the user is, they may not notice that. Okay. Wait, he is using Newegg? Yeah, they have this. So, okay, let me just backtrack for a second here. For anyone who doesn't know, we showed this a second ago, but just to show you again, they have this page. Yeah, I'm on the right screen. They have this page, PC Builder. And it used to be just like, hey, here's your entry level sub 1500, but still they draw the line for entry level at $1,500. I feel like there should be a tier below that. Mainstream at 2,500, enthusiast over 2,500, and you could choose this button and kind of, let's just do it, and kind of walk through a handheld process where it's like, hey, here's a bunch of parts, and you choose them one at a time. Let's do that. Let's say this thing, 5600X. Okay, well, I don't want to sign in for all this. That's a little more effort than I was hoping to commit. Anyway, you can click the parts, and it populates each of these fields towards the end of it. So it kind of helps you. Does it have everything? Yeah, CPU board, RAM, that makes sense, video card. I like that this order makes sense to me. Case, power supply, I'm not sure about that order. Storage, cooler, and OS. Okay, well, anyway. So that's how it used to work, and now you can type prompts in. Let's look at the super chats and see if anyone sent one in. Let's see. We had a super chat, $5 from depression_daily, who said, as a reminder, use code BUTWHY for you're paying me to advertise my own product. As a reminder, use code BUTWHY for 10% off GN coaster packs. For me, I'll just donate directly since I already have both sets and a mod mat and a shirt. Well, first of all, thank you massively for buying all that stuff, especially the mod mat. And then secondly, thank you for donating, I guess, to make me read an ad for my own store. Okay, Joshua Sargent, this is a suggestion. So send in $5, thank you. Said, try two variables, like my son wants to play Minecraft and I have $900 to spend. Let's try that exact one from Joshua here. I'm gonna simplify, I'm gonna remove the person from it, and we're just gonna say, I want to play Minecraft for under, this is too weird for under $900. Actually, I'm gonna try and guide it. Build me a Minecraft gaming PC for under $900. How do we feel about that? Am I on the right scene? Yes, I should probably just stay on this one. Okay. How did it do? I keep wanting to scroll down. I feel like this interface is maybe a little confusing. These should probably be below it. Okay, so we got a couple computers. Hey, it got the pricing. 923 is pretty close. 977 is close enough. That's a little distant, but I don't know. I can't say I dislike the idea of including like, hey, here's 2 to 3 that are the price you wanted, and here's like 1 step up, just so you can see what's out there. But let's see how it did on the actual part selection. So 5600X, it's been recommending those. Actually, $168 is, it's come down since the last time I really looked closely. B550 Tomahawk, okay, well, that is a good board. 6600, that makes sense. The 6600 is a card we like at that sort of price point. 16 gigabytes of RAM, so it is very inconsistent with the capacity here. I don't know, I want to add a line that says 32 gig or something, see what it does. 4000D airflow, have we trained it? Does it now think that that's the case we want? And a 750 watt power supply with, for some reason, a Hyper 212 that cost $55? What? Why is this $55? What am I missing? Hyper 212 Evo V2. That should be like a $25 cooler, and even then, it's not very competitive these days. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm kind of curious about the coolers now, though. What do we say about coolers? How about what are we trying to open loop? That would be actually really useful if so Newegg, if anyone watches this at some point, first of all, I'm sorry that your boss asked you to summarize this video, because I'm assuming that if anyone there cares about feedback, they probably don't care enough to like watch the thing, and they'd rather just get an executive summary. But if anyone's watching this from Newegg or whoever built the tool, it'd be pretty useful to do an open loop compatibility and recommendation engine. I'm sure Corsair and EK have things like that on their own sites, because there's so much compatibility at play with open loops. So let's see if it can do it. PC, I'm trying to copy their formatting here. Where I need to switch things. Where they say PC for playing games, blah, blah, blah. So let's say PC for playing games with a custom water cooling loop for under $5,000. Let's give it a lot of room to play with to see. Okay. All right. No water cooling for you. Oh, that's unfortunate. I guess that was the, wait, what just happened? Did it spit one out? Is that what this is? There's no open loop. It's just a closed loop. So it got water cooling, kind of, or it just chose an expensive cooler. It definitely didn't go anywhere near our max budget. I feel like that's a lost opportunity for Newegg, where they're like, hey, it said $5,000, we should get $5,000. Let's try this again. If I just hit enter, does it spit the same thing out? Are these pre-configured? Can it recommend a PC for content creation or 3D animation rendering? That's interesting as well. So it gave us a $2,400 one. It's really liking this $55 Hyper 212. Why is that? Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo. That should not be. Don't spend $60 on this. Why is this $60? Is this sold by Newegg? Yeah, of course it's available at a lower price. Sold and shipped by Newegg. Why is this $55? That's insane. It's like Scythe Fuma 2 pricing. Or like the AK620 is way better than this. Weird. Okay, well, I don't know why it keeps. Well, I guess we do know why it's spitting out. It's because they're trying to sell them. It's just kind of weird. Okay. Well, anyway. Okay. Let's try another one. What do we want to try? Give me something in normal chat. In the meantime, I'll look at super chats here. Super chat. In IDR, I don't know what currency that is. Super chat said from the friggin' guy says PC for rendering Steve's holy face in 3D. While I appreciate it, I'm not sure it's going to understand that prompt. A cooler is worth $35, but honestly, it's a fantastic cooler. It's not that good though anymore. It's been outmoded for cheaper. Someone says, why does it always choose 12th gen Intel CPUs? I think we're learning the answer is probably it's like we have lots of these AI, please become an AI sales rep is actually what it is and sell these for us. There's a lot of opportunity here to maybe do something with it, but I'm waiting for some recommendations in normal chat here. I had to pause the chat so I could read them. If it's trained on sales data, it's probably going for the most popular options. That's a good point too from Civ Zoolander in chat. If it's on sales rather than sort of testing data, which I really doubt it's on testing data. Let's see, what are the chats? I want a PC for email and to watch GamersNexus. I want a PC for email and to watch YouTube. It might know who we are. Maybe it's been trained. It has you type in GamersNexus and it just instantly kills your internet. All right. Well, this will definitely do email and let you watch YouTube. I think we can all agree on that. Case closed. The AI PC builder, awesome work. It exactly met our prompts, although it did 16 gigabytes of RAM. Okay, I mean, and another fractal focus G and another 212 Evo. Can we I wish you could train it by clicking I don't want this or something, and to watch videos for $500. How about that? Kind of like something you put in your home office or something. A low-cost HTPC. I'll take that one next. Someone sent that suggestion in. Okay, what'd it give us? Well, it's not $500, but $600. It gave us a 5500, and it gave us a B550, a 65XE. I would like to see an IGP recommendation here, like just some Intel CPU or some AMD, something with an IGP in it, because our prompt, what? V100 perforated chassis. That looks old. I'm not sure that I am familiar with the V100. It did give us a real kind of like a newer cooler at least. So it stopped sort of shilling for it didn't have the budget to push the $55 Hyper 212. Okay, I want the cheapest possible PC. Let's do, okay, I'll remember that one. And then someone also said, I don't know if it'll let's try it. I want an HTPC. I don't know what else to say. What do we want for the rest of this prompt? Let me know. I want an HTPC something. Tell me something that it can probably make heads or tails of. What do we want to say here? Some people are saying Plex server. Okay, let's say Plex server. I want an HTPC Plex server. Do we want to give it a price? What's the price of this thing? It seems to do okay with pricing. Oh, someone says, does it force a GPU? Try to get it to use an APU. I will do that next. I think that's a good one. See if we can actually get it to expand its options. I was just talking to someone recently at a major retailer, and this particular retailer had over 1,000 GPUs in stock at that location, and they are having trouble selling them. And the individual mentioned that it's the opposite problem from last year. So maybe it's trying to push GPUs. Okay, what are people saying? So they're saying to watch 4K. What do we have for a price? Anyone under 500 is the first one I saw. Any others? 4K. Everyone's saying 4K. So let's add that for 4K video. Seen 500, seen 1,000, 400, 600. So let's do the middle for 700. How's that gonna do? I'm honestly, the reason we're doing the stream here today is because this is what I want to do anyway. I'm really curious about this. And I think we kind of already, I have an outcome already, but I thought it'd be fun to check it out together. So it gave us a 4100. How do we feel about that? With the B550, it really likes B550. And 6600, okay, that seems a bit unnecessary. 16 gigabytes of RAM. Where'd all the 32s go? It was shoving 32 for a while. How do we feel about this build? Chat. It also said a 1 terabyte SSD. It gave us this seems not necessary. Come on, like, okay. So I think, I don't know much about AI training. I feel like for this to be trained, if it has even the capability of being trained by the customer, you kind of need some kind of feedback box other than this thing at the bottom, where it can be like accept, reject, and then like go find another one, or provide a further input where it's like, this build seems good, but I don't like that case. Find me a case for $80. Like that would be if they were trying to make a genuine effort, I feel like that's kind of the route you need to go, which is basically ChatGPT. BPS Custom said, I made a recommendation via text. It was admittedly not my best work. We'll look at his next. What's chat saying? Wrong case for HTPC. Yeah, that too. I forgot about that part of the prompt. I was so focused on the fact that it cost $130 that it is definitely not a home theater PC. What if we tell it, what if we help it out here? I don't know how, do we need a comma like to separate it for it? Use a mini ITX case. See if it does a board too. How's it gonna do? Comment here from Stephen Faust says, tried a bunch of wordings to do with open loop cooling and it wants nothing of it. Well, he saved me time, so thank you. Apparently it doesn't understand. There you go. How's that for an HTPC? You at least get a Tower 100. So what are the rest of the parts? Some of these are kind of weird. Hey, it did 32 gig of RAM this time. It did a 3060 instead of a 6600. Price not really what we asked for, but it did do a mini ITX case. So it kind of listens. Huh. I'm reading chat here. How are you accounting for hard drives? I'm not. I mean, it seems like we're not really that far along yet. Mention transcoding. We can try that. I don't think it's gonna know what to do. SSUPD meshlicious. Let's try that. SSUPD meshlicious. Is that how you spell it? Okay. I just wanted to make sure it's in stock first, because if it's not in stock, then the prompt is probably not going to work. So let's go ahead and let's try that out. Let's say use that. See how that does. Color matched cooler and case, Jeremy noticed. That's a good point on the last one. Okay, so I got the 700 kind of this time. These are both close-ish. I do wonder how much it's like you submit the prompt and someone in an office at Newegg somewhere is handed a dart and they just like throw it at a wall 7 times and then there's your parts, because that's kind of what this feels like sometimes. So can I just look at that transition? I went from scene 1 to scene 2 and I didn't even mention it until now. So truly a professional streamer. I'm not sure what my progression is, what the next step, and perhaps we could stream some Fortnite, maybe some PUBG, and then I don't know where we go from there. At some point I'll be able to switch scenes though without being terrified that suddenly the audio is going to spike and deafen everyone. Okay, so this is the build it gave us. So 4100, what was our prompt? We said 4K, $700, and use the meshlicious. No meshlicious, no meshlicious. Man, use the what if we say case? It really seems to struggle with specific input. Although their training set, we should use their exact training phrase, or their example phrase. Oh, hey, that's not the case we asked for, but I didn't know that Fractal's focus also came in blue. That's kind of cool. Okay, it really likes these 2 parts. PC for playing games, i7 RTX 3060, price $1,300 to $1,600. PC for playing games, i7, God, man, I can't type on this thing. RTX 3060, price, what did it say, $1,300 to $1,600 or something? Let's see how their exact input does. There's like no excuse if it if it struggles with this. That's in the price range. That's in the price range. That is also. Okay, it did all right there. Are these all 3060s? 3060 i7. Okay. i7, 3060. How about the last one? Hey, okay. All right, it can do stuff. We can also click on these things. Maybe we should do that. What if we say PC for graphics design? I don't even know what that means. Like, that's such a wide scope of things. Like Photoshop, Illustrator, Blender, PC for graphics design. This is like kind of cheating though, isn't it? You're basically following. Let's play it by its own games rules. Let's say i9. Let's say, like when you're doing this, like once you're this far, it's kind of like, what is this thing actually doing for you? You could do this through their, I don't know where their menu is, but you can do this just through their normal menu and find stuff. How does this do? So we asked for a 3070 Ti and an i9 for a price that I'm not sure how it's, yeah, okay, all right, okay. I feel like it should be able to do that at 1600. For sure it should be able to. It did do a Y60, it looks like. Corsair X series case. What is that? Is that Fractal? Yeah, likes Fractal. Did it do our prompts? i9, 3070 Ti. So it seems to understand CPUs and GPUs and like nothing else. All right, I said I was going to try another one of these. PC for professionals, is that an option? Was that a thing you could click on? What did I say? Someone said PC for competitive CSGO earlier. PC for playing Counter-Strike Go. I don't know if it's going to know what that is. CSGO. High FPS. Sure, let's try that. It should just be like, here's a 4090. I mean, I don't know. It's kind of like, what is, if it understands the prompt high FPS, what does it think is high FPS? So it's giving us DDR5 with at least, is this a DDR5 board? Yes, okay, well it's getting that right. 3060 Ti is kind of weird. It's got a really expensive NHD 15 in there. What if you tell it to build, let's take this one. I'm taking this one from chat, right? So don't blame me for this one. Let's get rid of this. Build a Pentium, build a PC with a Pentium GT 1030 and a hard drive. Can it handle it? Someone says, to be fair, their normal menu is bloated, so this is a step up. Where's like the Pentium and the GT 1030? What is this? Why did this come out? I just like keep clicking on it because I don't know, I'm expecting it to do better. It's just rolling dice. It's just a random number generator. Does it do anything when you type stuff in? I feel like it recognizes some CPUs, but apparently not Pentium. Apparently not GT 1030 on GPUs. Well, there's a good recommendation. What if build a PC that is incompatible? Okay, here we go. Can we trick it into giving us something that would not work? And by trick, I mean literally tell it to build an incompatible computer. 12900K, Z690, DDR5 support on this board. It's got 18 plus 1 hour stages. Those are the kind that hurt, I guess. Haha, hurts, get it. And 6800. It can't even build it improperly. I think that's all compatible. Okay, let's check super chats here. So we had one from Mike999, thank you, said AI gets an F, but not for respects in this case. Next one is from Vladislav, says maximum airflow PC 0 RGB. Let's try something like that. Thank you for the super chat. Maximum, I don't know, yeah, let's try it. Maximum airflow PC, no RGB LEDs. That's gonna be impossible. It's like, it's not even fair to give it that test. Build me that which does not exist. Prove that you're real AI. How'd it do? It got the word airflow. Okay, I mean, hey, the 7000D is a good case. I mean, a little on the high side, but kind of a weird combination here. But does this have like the word, I see tough air, but does it have airflow in it somewhere? Maybe not. 3060, I mean, I don't know. It got the case. So it's doing a 5900X, 13900K, 12700K. It's such a weird cross section of things. Like 5900X with a 6600 seems maybe misplaced. 13900K, this one makes a little more sense. That's a little weird. Okay, what's the next super chat? And then I'll look at some of the chats too. Next one is from the old man who says, finally caught a live stream. The whole crew is awesome. The Fire PC restoration was an amazing effort. Thank you. I loved that video. It came out really well. So on the editing side for that, Andrew did a lot of work specifically on that one with trying to fine-tune the... did I switch? Oh, I did. Nice. Andrew did a lot of work to fine-tune the cuts because it was, I don't remember how much footage it was, but it was like, it was not a quick project. So it was a huge amount of work for specifically on the editing side. So I'm glad people liked that video because I thought it came out great. That was one where I wasn't as involved in the sort of storyboarding and the process of figuring out what do we do with all this footage. So I kind of directed it, like, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna fix this thing. I let Mike and Patrick handle all of the fixes for the most part, with Andrew contributing on some of the case cleanup. And I thought it came out amazingly. Like I was really happy with how that video came out. Next one is from Benjamin, $5. Thank you. It says, proof that we don't have to worry about Skynet this generation. Yes, the question is which generation? Are we talking hardware generation or people generation? Depression_daily says, build me a PC where I don't receive... okay. Build me a PC where I don't receive rocks and then have a nightmare of a time getting a refund or return, error not found. Oh, here we go. We got a super chat from It Burns When Internet Protocol, who has been contributing probably since about our first stream, and I think does it only so that I read the username It Burns When IP, because that's what it doesn't say Internet Protocol. But I normally like to clarify before I say that, just to be clear. It says, I do find it funny when, Steve from Hardware Unboxed had a rant right before Steve from GamersNexus had one. There's a conspiracy is there a conspiracy we should be aware of? Yes. So there's actually an annual meeting of the Steves. Right now, we're the only ones who show up. All the other Steves stood us up. So we basically show up and we just rant and bicker about Reddit and about the industry. And then we both pick days where we're like, how do you feel about doing a rant video or maybe a controversy response video around the same time? That's actually how it works. I saw their videos. It was pretty good response. Jordan Martinetti says, how's your Heroes of Might and Magic 3 playthrough going? Human playthrough going? Here's Might and Magic stream when? I currently have no plans to stream the games that I play because I thought about it. I was pretty seriously considering, like, should I try and do a gaming stream? And quickly decided, no. I mean, that's enough of my life as work. I don't think I could do a gaming stream in a way where I don't try to turn it into work and really perform properly. But the Heroes of Might and Magic 3 playthrough is, I've at least played a couple of full games since the last time I talked about it. Alessio says, do 8K budget PC. Does that mean like $8,000? Let's assume that. PC, let's just keep it really simple, for $8,000, assuming it understands the dollar sign here. How's it going to do? I'd love to see what it comes up with. What's it going to come up with? Someone says, Steve Ballmer didn't show up to the monthly meeting of Steve's? No, unfortunately not. Damn, my name is Steve and I didn't get an invite. Guess I'll check my spam folder. It got lost in the mail. Oh, I need to switch things. Bam, look at that, like a pro. So our PC for $8,000 prompt returned this $2,132.87 PC. Oh, Fractal Pop, I like that. Okay, it's got some variety in there sometimes. It does seem to get stuck on recommending the same stuff though occasionally. Okay, let me read the rest of these super chats really quick. Ask for a Linux gaming PC. I don't know what that's going to do other than like basically spit out a computer and then it's kind of up to you to do the OS. It's getting almost more into like we should just do a ChatGPT thing and I ask it questions. Let me type it in for fun. Linux gaming PC. It's just going to be computer parts, but let's see if it omits. I think it's been omitting Windows. I don't know. How do we feel about this for Linux? I feel like Linux is it's always changing how the drivers are received. Let's see. Stiggy38 says sent in 50 Norwegian kroner. Thank you. It says my wife is threatening to leave me if I don't upgrade my 3080 to a 4090. What should I do? How much do you like her? Creative Space says a fun video would be Newegg AI PC for video editing for $2,000 versus Mac Studio. Let's try the PC for video editing for $2,000. Let's try it. PC for video editing Adobe Premiere for $2,000. I'm learning that I can't type at this angle. This is really painful on top of my hand these days. All right, so PC for video editing for Adobe Premiere is what we told it. $2,000. Did it get the price right? Yeah, close enough. See if it recommends codec names. Upgrade my Bulldozer PC. If I type to upgrade my Bulldozer PC, I think it might recommend I buy an actual Bulldozer because I'm not sure there's much upgrading you can do. Intel Core i9 12900K, all right. It really likes 12th gen. What is this? What is this? This is terrible. Where's the money going? It's $2,000. We apparently got an expensive motherboard. We got a really expensive power supply, but don't worry, it's SLI ready. Really expensive case, so we lost a lot of our budget right here. Both these could be significantly cheaper and still very good. It did give us the RAM, though. I like that. 64 gig is exactly, that's our internal minimum these days. Any less than that, we actually do struggle with some of our project files. The GPU is terrible, though. Wow, this is bizarre. So, like, if you had an extra $120 there in the case, extra $100 in the power supply, that's a GPU upgrade for sure. Huh, okay. The chat says Linux NVIDIA epic fail, so it doesn't understand that. Is it not recommending around 2K all the time? It's actually not. So it did okay when we said $500. It had like 1 out of 2 that would succeed each time. Okay. What's next? Can you get it to do like a monitor with a monitor? Or keyboard and mouse or anything? Is this all it does right now? How can we improve? I'll think about it. Next one. Let's see. Build PC with dual Athlons. Oh, come on, that's not fair. Using 3DFX, Voodoo 2s, and SLI. Please include a printer, zip drive, and Mac OS X license. Back to you, Steve. That's from Carol. I'm not sure that this tool is going to understand any of those words. Yeah, that one took a long time to process. Let's just hit it again. Let's see. Try turning off compatibility checker. That's a good idea. We should do that. I don't know if that applies to this thing or not. Wow, it really doesn't like this. I think maybe too long. PC for $2,000 of the monitor. I just want to see if it does the monitor. Next comment is from Night Sun. Sent in $2.20 Canadian. Thank you. Says try Intel Pentium Gold G whatever. Yeah, we can try that. So it doesn't understand with the monitor. PC with Pentium Gold CPU. Let's try that. I don't think it knows what those are. We tried a Pentium earlier. Yeah, okay, so we didn't get that. I like that we have 3/4 of a motherboard here, judging by this image. Okay, let's turn off the compatibility checker. Let's see if that applies to this thing. Give me a prompt, chat. I'll look at normal chat for this one. Give me a prompt for this without the compatibility checker. While I'm waiting for the stream delay, let's do incompatible gaming PC. Let's start it off with that, see if that works this time. Yeah, Newegg monitors, what are those? That's an interesting idea, all AMD system. Let's see. We did it, we broke the robot, someone says. Yeah, I don't think it likes this anymore. Does it understand water cooling hardware? It does not seem to. It didn't. We tried that and it didn't add anything. Open box only is a good recommendation too. Okay, so let's see. What do we do? Ask for $1,000 PC with 7-segment displays. I don't think it's going to understand that. Office work PC for, Office work PC for 500. That was the first one I saw. I'm looking at the next ones. Let's see. Linux machine for encoding AV1. Well, it's kind of near 500, but is it incompatible? That's what we really want. DDR4, no, that's fine. We probably need to do like, I think this actually doesn't work at the moment. Okay, next super chat, while that processes, says, I just tried ChatGPT to build a PC, does a much better job and explains its logic. Yeah, that's probably that's the route they need to go with this. Basically reskin ChatGPT into Newegg or something, license it, and kind of just let it do its thing. And then I guess if they can program it, I don't know, program it to check the inventory on the site, that'd make sense. That was from Tim. Nova Gaming 35 says, do you recommend higher tier older hardware for a lower budget or lower tier newer hardware? Great question. Depending on how old. So if you go back like one generation and it's still available in stock, not used, a lot of times you get really good value on one generation back and buying higher end. So for example, like a lot of the RX 6000 stuff, 6600, technically it's the active card they're selling right now, but the value there, occasionally it's really good. It'll drop to like $200 or $90. Ryzen 5000, like 5600X, has fallen a lot. So I like to go kind of one generation back when I'm trying to save money for a recommendation list. That's gonna be better value than, say, the lowest end newest hardware, which, as we all know right now, barely exists anyway. CPUs kind of have it, but not GPUs. Best PC from 10 years ago. It's not going to understand. Let's see. Leza in chat says, I tried Pentium PC as a prompt, and it gave me a Rocket Lake server CPU with a B450M board. It says also, this does use ChatGPT according to media. That's what I thought, but it doesn't drill down. Pentium PC. What's the next one? That was a good question. Leza says, keep clicking build without changing the prompt. Okay, we can try that. So that didn't do anything. Let's try it again. Nostrafamous says, my favorite YouTuber and company. Thank you. Hopefully we all know now that I shouldn't touch the microphone or audio sometimes. But if you missed that part of the stream, then don't go back and find it. So it didn't like that the second time. Next question, or next comment. Peter says, what's your favorite security question? It's actually that one. That's my favorite security question. Christopher Smith says, see if it recognizes code names. Upgrade Bulldozer PC. It's still not doing. Okay, we got to give up on Pentiums. It doesn't know what they are. I don't know. I don't think it's going to understand upgrade. Upgrade, yeah. What about, let's try a code name though. Build me a, we want to do Rocket Lake gaming PC. What are our other options that it might have in stock? Actually, let's try like Zen. Well, Zen 4 is an Arc. Wow. Okay. All right. The answer to does it understand code names is no. No, it does not. Rocket Lake is an Intel architecture. Okay, well, I got a couple more super chats here. Next one was from Smashed Penguin, who says, my mom doesn't approve of me wanting to grow my hair out similar to yours. I'm 23. Well, that sounds like a discussion. You need to say, Mom, I want to be like the guy who just learned how to switch scenes in OBS. Can I grow my hair out? And she'll say, I don't know what that means, but no. Simone says, I asked for the most powerful gaming PC right now. It gave me a PC with a 7700X and a Threadripper motherboard. Why do I not get the cool stuff? I want a 7700X and a Threadripper motherboard. Why is it not giving me incompatible stuff? Does it know? Is it watching the stream? Once again, we get a quarter of a part here. B650. Okay. 7700X. All right, well. We didn't get Threadripper. Let's try it again. It's definitely not accurate, though. I'm pretty sure this is basically a search engine or something, or it's just an RNG. I don't know. This doesn't work. But it was fun to test it. Yeah. Let's try again. It's like re-roll. We're just re-rolling. Let's see. We got one from Gary Busey, but not actually the actor, just a user, who says, would asking for, just in case anyone was unsure, would asking for a workstation give HEDT CPUs and Quadro whatever AMD names their workstation GPUs now. Let's try it. Did it not? It didn't give us a powerful gaming PC again. Yeah, this doesn't work. Workstation, let's literally tell it. PC with Quadro FX. Actually, I should probably just type in Quadro. That's gonna break it. I hit enter twice. Yeah, I'm agreeing with the chats here. It does seem to be pushing hardware that they have too much of. I think that is all this does, although it's a very amusing. Meshify 2. Did we get a Quadro card? No. We sure get a lot of 3060s, though. And my understanding is that there are a lot of 3060s in inventory. Okay, let me do another one here. In the meantime, I will remind you all, I'll AI shill my own hardware now. This is our coaster pack, specifically these 4. If you want to pick one up on store.gamersnexus.net, we still have the code active from when I was ranting about motherboards yesterday, 2 days ago, yesterday. And the code is but why for 10% off of the coaster packs on the store. They are a high quality PC themed pack. So this is an SSD. You can see there's actually this is kind of cool. We actually made some of this stuff to scale. So although the pin count is not accurate, because obviously the size is. This is actually an AMD sized socket. We've got SATA power and data here with the chips represented on it. They are a soft rubberized material, easy to wash. So you can grab those on the store and get something really cool in return while supporting us. Okay, which one were we gonna try? Oh, this one. Let's do it. I'm gonna give this like a couple more, and then I'll give some thoughts on this now that I'll condense it. So what was our prompt from a user? This was from Super Chat. This is from Vladislav, who said, current gen gaming PC, well, we failed there, using only the most overpriced components available. Okay, I didn't actually read the full prompt. That's pretty good. It failed. It got enough for that one. But let's simplify it. Current gen, well, I don't know if I don't understand that. Most up-to-date i9 gaming, let's try highest end i9 gaming PC. It seems to understand i9. Let's see if it gives us a 12 or 13. Okay. So the first one's a 12. It failed 2 out of 3 there. Man, brutal. Don't use this thing. Okay. A Fire on a Wire says, how is GN's fearless leader and CEO Snowflake? She's good. I recently upgraded her. She's a cat, for those who don't know, and upgraded her with a new cat bed. That's very fancy, and so now she rules GN from an ivory tower, and just sends down commands to us minions. Okay. Kiva Nightwind says, try build me a potato PC. I'll give it a shot, since you sent that in as a super chat, and I would feel bad otherwise, but I don't think it's gonna work. Let's see. Naskavian says, is it possible to buy a DDR5 motherboard with debugging codes or beeps for 150 to 300? Don't really want to spend 600. Not really. So there's a Max Sun board out there that we saw. I want to say there was like some on sale MSI Intel board that was in the high 200s or something when we were doing that piece, but it was, oh, nice. It's actually, I don't know if I just didn't see that earlier, but it's actually warning us about incompatibility. So the answer is there's not a lot of great options about debug codes. Beeps, yes. So for a beep, all you need is a speaker, PC speaker. There's normally a PC speaker header still on most motherboards, and you can buy them for, I'm sure, pennies at this point. Look for, you can do a search for post buzzer, post beep, something like that. It's a little small black speaker normally connected to some wires, plug it into the board. That'll at least give you post beeps, which are useful. Normally more useful than just some simple LEDs, but not quite as good as debug display. Okay, what was our prompt? Build me a potato PC. Is it incompatible though? Ah, nice. Hey, that's pretty good. Did everyone else notice this while I was talking? Isn't ivory illegal? It was a joke. It's not, it's a saying. Ivory tower is like, it's not literally ivory. It's a cat tree. It's like made out of carpet and cardboard. Okay. All right, now that we've avoided that controversy of a misunderstanding, let's look at this list. What? Yeah, 2 kits of RAM. Okay, now chat's starting to see it. Yeah, okay. But don't worry. It gave us DDR4 4600 and DDR4 3200. So actually it's well-intentioned. What it's doing is it's letting you buy both, and then if one doesn't work, you have the other as a backup, I guess. Did it do anything else weird? This is the weirdest outcome we've had. I'm happy we got something, finally. It would have been great if it gave us DDR5 and DDR4. What's the board? B550F AM4. Okay, well, I keep having to check this because I'm like, did it give us an Intel socket or something? Yep, 2 different sets of RAM. I mean, you could, I guess you could plug them all in. Are there 4 slots on that board? I think there are. So technically, we've got 2x6. It would suck. You'd have a hell of a time trying to get it to boot, but you could put them all in. Maybe it's like, hey, how do you feel about some Black Ripjaws themed RAM and some Trident Z Royal RAM just for some extra bling? Not a lot of people do this. Okay. So I'm just reading the chats about the ivory thing. All right. They did Fractal dirty. Yeah, it really, I don't know. Did they though? Like, it's all focus G's all the way down. And hybrid 212s. I gotta ping some people here. I don't think they're paying for those placements. I think it's probably Newegg is like, get rid of this stuff. Okay, I'm gonna answer 2 super chats here, and I'm gonna give some thoughts on this now that we're done with it, and then we're gonna close out. It was really fun though doing this. Okay, there's 2 for me to read. I'm not doing any others after this. Pro Vish Gaming says a 58x3D system. Oh, is it a prompt maybe? Oh no, 58x3D system, CPU board and RAM will cost around $450 according to Amazon. I have not looked. If that's true, that is really cheap. I'm not sure what the quality is of those other parts. Is there any point to getting a Ryzen 78X3D? I don't know about the 78X3D. It hasn't come out yet. So at this point, we don't have data for it. So you've got 7950, 79X3D. And for those versus a 58X3D, I would just get the 5800X3D for gaming because it's still a beast and it's far more affordable, and like, I don't know, you don't get a lot for the 7950 and 7900 if you're just gaming compared to the 58. Okay, last one I'm reading super chat wise. Firebug says, finally built my first PC, used the LandQuil 3. Couldn't have done it without your videos. Thanks for all you do. And apparently that's the first super chat. So first of all, thank you for the super chat. And secondly, LandQuil 3 is a great case. And I always love seeing the comments where people are like, I used the reviews to choose parts and it actually helped me. And I think the team does appreciate that as well, because I know for Patrick, he put in a ton of time on the LandQuil 3 review, and we really went into detail on the mechanics of it and some of the downsides, but it still came out being one of our main recommended cases lately. So happy to see it helped. And thanks for letting us know. Okay, let's do some recap here. So aptly named, this user in chat is named Get to the Point Already, which I love that name. Says, who's winning so far, AI or GamersNexus? So let's get to the point. And hello, Reps Up 100 joining chat. I think this sums it up pretty well. I think the fact that it gave us 2 completely different kits of RAM gives a pretty good idea of where this thing is right now. So from what I understand, I have done 0 research on this thing. It's very different from what we normally do. I basically went onto the website and played around with it. I read half of one article about it. And that article said that it's a ChatGPT-powered AI tool. However, there is no further chat dialogue, so you're kind of really limiting how much it can do for you. And I'm unimpressed. I mean, sometimes it really seems like it just ignores everything you said. Now, to be fair, this was not a great prompt, but like if you type in exactly what they have written here, it worked okay. But if you type in most other things, it struggles. So like I don't know, PC for playing games. I try to help it out as much as I can with prompts that they kind of use. PC for playing games for $500 to $600 Intel CPU. We'll see what it gives us, but it seemed to have trouble with specific part requests. Okay, all right, great. Well, this time it heard me saying that, and it was like, let me give the specific parts, but ignore the price variable. So it doesn't work. I think that is the quickest possible recap. I was genuinely hoping that this would be something where it's like you type it in, and I look at the list and I go, I don't like that one. And then we still get like 6 parts that make sense. Because that would be cool if it kind of guides you. If you're completely new to this stuff, it is a lot to take in. The retail websites are overwhelming, and maybe it pushes you a direction, but in this case, it doesn't. It pushes you the wrong direction sometimes. So, all right, well, that was a lot of fun. Thanks, everyone, for joining for that simple and kind of short live stream. I enjoyed it. And you can go to the store while that code is active to grab our coaster packs with code BUTWHY for 10% off. And otherwise, I have to end the stream solo. Andrew normally closes the lens cover, but I guess I'm gonna go over there. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time. Hey, wait, pretend that the thing closed. Okay. All right. Bye. Thank you.